I'll go share this shit out. Welcome to the pre-show, everybody. David will entertain you with crude comments in a British accent to celebrate the coronation of a new monarch. I'm sorry. I know the Queen died. You can hear me, right? Or did you just leave, Dave? Dave just decided to leave. Great. I was all talking mad shit. Here, we'll just put him on solo. There you go, Dave. Go. Is it me? Maybe I'm not hearing? Check this real quick. No, I can hear just fine. So, Dave, we're live. Maybe you should leave and come back. Oh, this guy. I don't think Taylor's going to make it this week. He had a... he said he messaged me. Sorry, my computer just shut itself down. So, Dave is having a few technical difficulties. Taylor isn't going to make it. He had a previously scheduled but unforeseen family thing. And I'm sure Dave will be back in a minute. But hey, how's everybody's week? Big, huge week for entertainment. We're not going to talk about most of it because I don't give a shit about D23 and these movies and things. I mean, I do. I'm going to watch them and stuff. But I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah, we are live, technically, quote unquote. Dave turned on his computer and it immediately turned off, like as soon as we went live. Taylor's not making it this week. He got a family thing. What are you going to do? What the hell are you going to do? It's family. I think Dee's back. Hi, Dave.
Hello again.
And so when did you cut out? Did you not hear me cutting up about stuff going on in jolly old England?
No. I heard you say hello, and that was about it.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. Man, so I rearranged all of my shit earlier to put it in order for the show, and now all of my shit is out of order, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Andy. Anyway, yeah, I was saying, the UK, as soon as I heard that the Queen had passed, I immediately thought of you.
I know why.
I know that's weird. I know it's fucking weird. Yeah. But we'll talk about, there's a bunch of shit dropped this week. We'll talk about that in segment 1. If you watched anything. D23. We'll mention it. Stormbreakers, trading cards, Dan Sakai, Rocky Horror, just a jump to the left. A new book at Image Comics. That
Rocky Horror? What?
Yeah, Rocky Horror is now back at the comic book licensing game.
What?
Oh, She-Hulk.
Wow.
Do you watch She-Hulk?
I did watch She-Hulk.
We'll mention it then. Double dose of food news and then comic reviews. Ooh. Sounds like fun, don't it?
Sounds like a packed show.
A packed show just for us too. It's so nice. It's like throwback.
It's like the old days.
It is like the old days. All right, let's do the fucking thing. My gosh. What a week, though. I mean, if we really wanted to talk about entertainment, we could, but...
It certainly does suck.
Thank you, Wayne. But we're just doing comics. Hey, if you want to listen to all that D23 bullshit, listen to the fucking comic book bullies tonight. I'm sure they're going to go off on all this crap. Sound like an extra call? Man, great fucking show. You bet. Oh, man. Yeah, Andy had a great little show on the Outright Geekery group. It was fucking fantastic. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back to another episode of this Geek and Comics Hour Geek Comic Book Shit Talk Show.
Shit Talk Show.
Gomer and David Hour. What's up, bro? Did you have a good week? Do anything cool?
I've had a pretty good week. Getting a lot of things done. The new Kill Team set comes out. Well, it should be out.
I got Warhammer.
That's Warhammer 40. Well, it's in the Warhammer 40K universe. Instead of big armies,
don't get complicated on us.
Instead of fielding big armies, you do like a squad of guys fighting another squad of guys.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's
more intimate.
Yeah, so it's kind of, if you were to like kind of plan out like using all the 40K or the Warhammer 40K properties to plan out like a campaign, you can have squad base, army base, maybe giant army base like with the Titans, and then you can
Yeah.
have space base. So
Space base.
ship to ship,
Sounds
bombarding planets and all that fun
cool.
stuff.
Did you watch any movies or shows this week?
I did watch She-Hulk.
Well, we're
Latest
gonna talk
episode.
about She-Hulk.
The latest episode of She-Hulk, and I pretty much binged the third season of Masters of the Universe on Netflix, the CGI
Oh,
one.
rad.
That's
actually been out for a minute though, hadn't it?
Yeah, but I hadn't gotten around to watching it.
Cool. Well, I mean, go ahead.
That's for the intended audience, it's actually really good.
The
Masters of the Masters of the Universe, but it ended off on it. I guess I could spoil it.
It's been out for a month or two. It's been out for a while.
Well, He-Man basically turned Skeletor back into Keldor.
Wow.
And they imprisoned him, and Keldor's like at the center of all creation. You can kind of see what's coming, and you have no idea what's coming. And at the end of the final episode, Hordak shows up, and
they're doing another season then, right?
Yeah, I hope.
Oh, cool.
Hordak shows up, and this is by far one of the better designed Hordaks I've seen in a long time. That the She-Ra and the Princesses of Powers Hordak wasn't as great, but this Hordak is.
So they go bring She-Ra and the girls in too next.
I don't necessarily know if they will bring She-Ra in.
They should, man. Why not? Seems pretty basic.
But this Hordak looked like a freaking Nosferatu.
Cool.
He was cool.
I'm not a big He-Man fan.
Hordak, on a scale of villains, Skeletor has always been my favorite.
Sure.
But Hordak, the Hordak has been pretty cool because he's like,
what's the evil He-Man's name? He's dope.
There's two evil He-Mans.
Oh my god.
There's the Fakor, which is the robot, and then there's Anti-Eternian He-Man.
Nah, fuck that. It's all about Fakor. That's a dope name. Anyway, a lot of new shit dropped this week. They had Disney Plus Day where it was so much. Cobra Kai. I haven't even watched the first episode of the new season of Cobra Kai because there was so much shit. That Moonfall movie came out. Oh, big, dumb, stupid, ridiculous fun. I fucking loved it. Thor, Love and Thunder, which I had already seen, but it's cool. Man, the Lord of the Rings just keeps on going. Episode 3 was fucking great.
I have not watched that yet.
It's dope, dude. It's really cool.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of fun with the Lord of the Rings show. People are whining about it for this reason or that. It's epic. It's big, huge. I mean, it's a slow burn. They got to fill up a whole fucking season. So it's a drama, a TV drama.
Okay, because my mom, she's been really big into House of Dragons here lately.
Yeah, I can't get into that show, man. I can't get into the whole Fire and Ice, Game of Thrones thing. I have problems with that show. But those are my problems. I don't care. But you know what what movie that came out this week that surprised the fuck out of me? I had such a damn good time. Fucking Pinocchio. The live action. Yes, dude. I mean, I was going to this expecting dog shit. I mean, Tom Hanks is in it, and he's amazing in it, as always, but it's Tom fucking Hanks.
Imagine Tom Hanks as Geppetto in Fables.
I mean, he could pull it off, dude. I want him to play Molecule Man in an MCU movie.
He needs to be in an MCU movie.
Just one movie and done. Molecule Man.
Tom Hanks needs to be in an MCU movie.
Yeah. I think
Disney, get on that.
Disney, get it. I know you're listening, Kevin Feige. But yeah, dude, the Pinocchio, I mean, it's exactly what you expect. It's a live action fucking Pinocchio. There's like one extra song, a couple extra characters, but man, it works. Joseph Gordon-Levitt does the voice of Jiminy Cricket. I didn't know it was him. I had to fucking look it up.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. It's a whole fucking bunch of dumb, stupid fun. It's... Yeah, critics are crapping all over it. Yeah, I don't understand why the critics are crapping all over it, dude. It's a fucking kids movie.
To the animated
it's a perfect kids movie. How close is it? I mean, how accurate is it to the original?
Yeah.
I mean, they end up in like a sea monster. He goes off to the circus, but not really the circus. He goes to Pleasure Island and gets the donkey shit going on.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, I thought it was fun, dude. I just thought it, and I think a big part of it is it surprised me so much. Like I wasn't expecting to have that kind of.
It tugged at your heartstrings.
It tugged at my heart. There ain't no strings on me. All right, let's do news. This week's news is crappy. It's not crappy. I guess we could touch briefly on it. D23 happened. We got a bunch of shit from MCU.
Yeah, we got
Disney
a lot
too.
of stuff from MCU.
Disney as well, but we'll focus on the Disney and Lucasfilms. I mean, for as long as we want to, really. I mean, most of this was already announced. We knew it was coming. We got a trailer for Secret Invasion. We got a dope trailer for Werewolf by Night.
That was awesome, actually.
Oh man, that's gonna be a fucking blast. I cannot
Now,
wait to sit through
okay,
that.
I haven't really sat through and done a whole lot with the D23 stuff. I have seen the trailer for Werewolf by Night, and I have seen the trailer for Secret Invasion.
That was it from the MCU. Those are the only trailers we got. We got an announcement that the Thinker, the dude who was in the first Hulk movie, is going to be in the new Captain America movie. We know what the Thunderbolts team is actually going to look like,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they look. I mean, who? All right, the MCU has always had a villain problem, and this is because of the comics. They try to make the villains, good guys and sympathetic. Andy Holt, it was a lot, dude. But yeah, I mean, I didn't see any of the trailer for Quantumanium. Did they put out a trailer for Quantumania? You can answer whenever. But yeah, I didn't see that if there was one. But anyway, shit looks dope, man. I don't know. If you're not a fan of the MCU right now, I understand. Don't be a fan then. Just wait. Just fucking wait. There's no reason to, take your whole life and wrap it around a movie franchise and say this has to happen or my fucking life is ruined. It's okay.
Okay.
But then we also got the Lucasfilm stuff.
Okay, so I didn't know there was even any Indiana Jones stuff. I knew about.
No, they showed off footage from the Indiana Jones 5 movie.
Ah, okay.
At the show.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I know Kang's in it, but they didn't release any footage, right, Andy? Andy's saying yeah, they did show it off, and Kang is in it. I mean, I think we knew Kang was going to be in it, but I don't think they released that footage, and that's another big kick in the balls. Just come on, Disney, just come off of it, just release it.
You're gonna make us wait 2 years on some of this shit. You could at least give us a taste.
Yeah, just give us a taste, at least the same taste they got at the fucking show, But I'm stoked for all this. Andor is the one coming up.
Andor,
more recent.
Mandalorian
sooner.
comes out in February. Happy birthday to me.
Ahsoka doing a thing. Ezra Bridger's been cast for the Ahsoka show. That's fucking cool.
Shit. Who they got to play in Ezra Bridger?
Man, he's sort of unknown. He's been in a few things, but man, it looks just like the dude.
It's not the kid from Dune, is it?
No, it's not the kid from Dune. Come
okay.
on.
Well, the kid from Dune does look like
that about Chalamet or whatever his name is. That dude's going to cost way too much money for the Ahsoka show, man. Way too much.
But he looks like Ezra Bridger.
Oh yeah, he does. But man, the dude they got, you should look him up, man. He's like, his name is Iman, something like that. I don't know. He looks just like the motherfucker. It's amazing. But the Mandalorian had a trailer, and it looks like it's setting up the damn the Mandalorian war in a big, huge way, and that's exciting. Willow had a fucking trailer that was rad.
Was it different than the one they showed a while back, or is it the same one?
Everything was different that they showed off. Yeah.
Okay, because
that's all we got, though.
Well, I'm kind of curious about the Tales of the Jedi because that was.
I heard it's like an anthology.
It is an anthology, but it's from the comic books. It's the comic books. A lot of the Tales of the Jedi were set very way ahead of the Skywalker era, like thousands of years. Like we're talking like Old Republic, maybe around the time of like Knights of the Old Republic.
Well, that's before. You mean before then?
Yeah, around KOTOR.
Yeah, well, they could do that. And that's the great thing about Star Wars. It already has all these established times,
I think Tales of the Jedi
I think Tales of the Jedi is really going to lead into the what's that new age they got going on at Marvel?
The Age of the Republic.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
Okay,
yeah, the new one. So
Skeleton Crew doesn't have
that's Ryan Johnson's dealio, I think.
Yeah, but isn't that the one with Jude Law in it?
Oh yeah, it is. It's the one with Jude Law in it.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch is the animated one. They're getting another season.
Bad Batch is great. If they're following the theories of if they're following along with certain theories, we kind of know. Well, we might know where the Dark Troopers come from.
Yeah, I mean, the door is just wide open for this universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for them. People are like, oh, there were no movie announcements for Star Wars. And it's like, well, no shit. Last time they come out, everybody shit all over them. Since they've been doing TV stuff, everybody's been creaming their pants for that shit. Why would they go to the big screen if you're just going to whine about the fucking shit they put out? With that said, Taiki Waititi still got one coming. What is
Well,
it?
there are.
Red Rogue Squadron or Red something.
I think it's Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, that's coming out. I mean, there's a lot of fucking good shit in the pipeline.
Yeah, just because maybe they're not ready to show the movies yet, because now it seems like they're just doing all these standalone movies, kind of.
And they're still all tied into the same damn universe. So.
Oh yeah, but
Star Wars will just streaming stuff for a while. Yeah, I've heard that 2023 they will make announcements for movies, but we're not getting a new Star Wars movie until 2024. I'm pretty sure, and that's going to be the Taiki Waititi one.
well, look at it this way: Star Wars fans have waited a very long time between the trilogies.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and it's
you
not
can
like you're
wait
not
a little
getting
longer.
content.
It's not going to.
In my opinion, you're getting some of the best content you've ever got.
But
with
yeah,
Star
they're
Wars.
still giving you great. Yeah, they're still giving you great content. I mean,
All right, so there's our
Mandalorian
screen.
alone is worth it.
Yeah, there's our big screen news. We'll talk She-Hulk later, but otherwise, I'm not really a fan of that screen shit. Yeah, bring it on. I'll watch it when it's out, but I don't really care. But Marvel did announce the new class of the Stormbreakers. Remember when they used to be called the Young Guns?
I do.
Yeah, so it's Federici Vicentini. It says it right there on the screen.
Yeah.
Elena Casagrande, Lucas Wernick, Nick Klein, CF Villa, Chris Allen, Jan Bazaldua, and Martin Coccolo. These motherfuckers have been already at Marvel for quite some time. This is just a big sort of thing that they do to say, oh, it's a Stormbreaker artist, you know?
Hey,
But-
it's just that they're going to be retiring some writers here soon, or artists.
Oh, yeah, right? New class comes in, they push them out. So,
Yeah.
as far as I know, none of these motherfuckers are exclusive to Marvel.
You can go work on your own projects now.
Yeah, so I don't know why they make a big deal out of this. I guess it's just kind of like, oh, you know, look out for these artists. And it's a fun thing that they do to bring attention to half of a creative team that usually gets, you know, shit on. But the reason for that is Marvel kind of shits on them. And here's what I mean. If there is a 6-issue arc, issue 7 is probably going to be a fill-in artist.
Yeah.
They do that all the fucking time.
Oh yeah. I mean,
If it's going to take a while for the next issue to come out, wait a while. Wait a month for the next fucking issue to come out. Why if you're going to spend all this time to give these artists, you know, these Stormbreaker artists, their love? Elena Casagrande, for example, most known for her work on Black Widow. It was fucking awesome.
Yes.
But damn it, they had a fill-in artist like every 5 fucking issues. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to respect your artist, respect your fucking artist and give them the book. Don't say, okay, here's the book, but you're only actually going to get most of it, most of the book. Whatever, Marvel. They talk out both sides of their fucking mouth, and I can't stand it.
They do.
Sorry. Well, look, we'll talk more about those artists, you know, as they drop books. Dark Crisis number 5 is going to have variant covers where they have trading cards that you can punch out of the book. Here, let me move the banner.
No.
Yeah, dude. All right, so if you want to... Exactly. All right, so if you don't want a collectible, if you just want to get a pile of cards, you can bring your book home and tear it into pieces and then have a bunch of cards to collect instead of 2 covers to collect. There's the first one. There's your other one. Great issue of Dark Crisis this week. We're going to talk about that later for sure, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can't look at just these trading cards and be like, holy shit, are all these characters in the damn book doing this shit? Yeah, the JSA, the Legion of Doom, the Green Lantern Corps, and Deathstroke and his whole team of fucking B and C list hooligans is kicking it in this fucking event, and it's freaking awesome. I'm adoring every second of it, but I do not like this idea.
I don't.
I do not like the idea of
this idea.
Maiming my comic book cover so I could have. And they're not even going to be like fine edge on the cards. It's going to have perforation marks. You know, no matter how fine you pull them out, what are you going to get out and file it down so it looks nice?
Just don't. Just buy the book and don't do it. Don't punch out the cards.
Yeah, don't punch out your cards, y'all.
This is a bad idea, and DC Comics should feel bad for this.
They should. DC Comics should feel bad for this, and it's a bad idea. Moving on, Dogu Publishing. Stan Sakai. This is his new imprint.
Ooh.
At Dark Horse.
Ah.
I don't know if you remember, I'm pretty sure Dave and I talked about this. I think it was right as the pandemic started that Stan Sakai was moving his stuff away from Dark Horse and taking it to IDW, where he's
Yeah,
been
it was.
publishing Usagi Yojimbo for the past year and a half.
It was kind
And
of odd that he was
yeah,
going away from Dark Horse when that was
he'd been there
primarily the
forever.
biggest. That was his longtime publisher,
Yeah,
and that
he's
was
been
like
there
synonymous with
forever.
Osaki Yojimbo.
Yeah. So it's weird that he's moving back.
Well, IDW is kind of seeming like it's losing a lot of license, and so maybe Stan read the writing on the wall.
Dude, that's exactly what I got in my notes. You're losing Stan Sakai, one of the most. I mean, he's a living legend. All right,
Mhm.
Usagi Yojimbo sells. You're losing GI Joe. You're losing Transformers, all in the span of a few months. By the end of the year, they won't have Joe or TF. This might be the biggest loss a small publisher has taken in decades. It's amazing to me. But
How will they recover?
well, here's the thing, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. They have brought in a lot of very well-known creator-owned books, that are making some waves. At least that Wildfires is, But I'm going to mention a few things here in a little bit after this next story um, that may put a shadow on them doing that. It may just be a temporary thing. But back to Stan Sakai. He's great. He's awesome. He always sells books. I liked what IDW was doing with it. They were taking the old stuff and having it colored. They were putting out, mini series as well as the ongoing series. Dark Horse never did anything like that. They always just put out the one book, and here's, you know what I mean? And maybe that was Stan's sort of deal. I don't know how the fallout with Dark Horse came. I don't know what kind of deal he got with IDW.
Maybe the contract was up,
And he just
he
said, fuck
decided,
it, I'm going back. He thought the grass was greener, maybe.
Yeah.
We also don't know what Dogu Publishing is actually going to do in terms of stuff outside of Usagi. We do know that there is a show, an animated show that's going down.
Yeah, but
And it's
that
the
is,
second season of that.
It's not as great as I expected it to be.
I don't think Stan's got as much going on in that as we think
No.
he does. IBW will look at small press and make sure it becomes mainstream. I mean, we'll see. I have faith in IDW, dude. They've always come around. They've always had good people there, but they've lost a lot of good people in the past year. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, we'll have more on Dogu Publishing. I'm sure Stan Sakai's got some tricks up his sleeve, some pals that he would like to give some work to. So that's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah. Sticking with Dark Horse for just a minute, just ahead of the 50th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Has it been 50 years?
50 fucking years. The movie came out in 75. The musical it was based on came out in 73. Does that make better sense? Does that feel better for the time?
If we're going by the musical, yeah.
We're going by the musical.
Because
not the movie.
Because the movie is a lot better well known.
It initially flopped. It's a cult classic. It is now
is
the longest running film in theatrical release.
Yes, it is. It's had that title for a very long time.
Yeah.
It is also
everybody I know has been to a midnight showing, audience participation, Rocky Horror Picture Show, hammered off their ass on a Saturday night.
The Virgin auction and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dating me though.
Yeah.
This is all the Rocky. A little tidbit about the Rocky Horror Picture Show is this is where we get the term Easter egg from.
Oh,
for
sure.
Movies.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Yeah.
So just ahead of the 50th anniversary, Dark Horse now has the Rocky Horror license to do comics based on the property. I'm okay with this because I want to see Rocky Horror shit on the shelves. I think that's cool. They're going to reprint a bunch of stuff, obviously.
I don't know where it can really go. I mean, I know that there was
it's a perfect fit for Dynamite. They could cross it over with all of their other horror shit. All of their cheesecake stuff fits in with this fucking perfectly, dude.
It does. I do see where you're going with that, and I do agree. But the Rocky Horror Picture Show in and of itself is a self-contained story that ends when...
Oh, no, dude. We're going to get the origin of Dr. Frankfurter. We're going to get where Meatloaf come from.
But I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know there was a sequel, and I know it wasn't very good.
Yeah, no, it was like bad and not bad on like accidentally good. It was just bad.
It's just really bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was just bad.
painful to watch. Bad.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be fun, and we'll talk more about that when it comes. Now we're going to talk last bit of news before She-Hulk, a book called The Electric Sublime. Remember this?
Oh yes, I do.
So great. W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. This is the team that brings you Ice Cream Man each and every month. Just such a good fucking book. This came out in 2016 at IDW.
Has it been that long?
Yes, I know, right?
Wow.
It is such a great book, but, and this is what I was talking about earlier, with IDW now having all this creator-owned stuff that is under their belt, and they're going to be able to, really push this through. This book is changing names and moving to Image.
What?
Yes. It's going to be called Art Brut, which was the original name of it.
Okay.
W. Maxwell Prince said, but IDW made them change the name. Art Brut is like the name of the guy in the book. The Electric Sublime refers to
I do remember that. I do remember him being
the
called
Electric
Art.
Sublime refers to like, what's that artist's name who was big in New York? The big
Andy
pop.
Warhol.
Yeah, there's an Andy Warhol reference, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, this book is like, it's so insane, dude. When a mysterious change in the composition of famous painting begins poisoning the minds of its spectators, Margot Breslin, director of the Bureau of Artistic Integrity, must pull famed art detective Arthur Art Brut out of a mental institution and back into the insanity that sent him there to begin with. Man, this book is like, it's like a trippy meta sort of book that revolves around fine art. And I know that sounds just ridiculously stupid, but man, definitely check this out. But if W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo can take their book that was first published at IDW in 2016 and say, nope, I'm not only going to move it, but I'm going to change the fucking name to Image over at Image Comics.
So is this going to be
That
like a
doesn't
reprinting?
seem right to me. It's a reprint with a new name. It's the same book, Dave.
Wow.
And they're just changing the name and taking it to Image Comics.
Well, that's very meta of them too.
I mean, it is in a way, but it leads me back to this other thing where, sure, a bunch of awesome creators are doing shit over at IDW right now, but can they just grab them up, snatch them up, and take them somewhere else?
If it's creator owned, I would think so.
And it's kind of like Bendis and what was that crime fighting superhero book he did?
Which
It was
one?
a show, huh?
Which one?
The one Bendis did, where it was superheroes fighting crime, and not fighting crime. It was like investigators. Anyway, fuck it. He took that shit all over. Powers. Yeah, he took that shit all over.
Yeah.
That went to like 3 or 4 different publishers.
Yeah, it did.
Bendis' creator-owned shit now is at 3 or 4 different publishers, all moving to Dark Horse eventually. But yeah, dude, that's just fucked up.
Ain't that weird that just not that long ago when Dark Horse lost the license to Star Wars, Aliens, and Predator, we were wondering what's going to happen to Dark Horse. And now Dark Horse seems to be the catch-all for all these great creator-owned.
Sure, but it's really not anything new.
No, it's not
right?
new.
It's not new. It's just these companies, these publishers, just kind of trading properties and stuff that they're allowed to sell. It just seems weird to me. It's weird.
I think that's one of the byproducts of the creator-owned industry too.
It's a franchise. It's a license.
Yeah,
basically, you get the Bendis license, you get the Scott Snyder license. I don't know, fucking stupid.
So I mean, we might end up one day seeing Image books on Dark Horse. We might see them at IDW.
I mean, we're kind of doing that. We kind of are doing that with Bendis moving his shit around. So I don't know. It's just fucking weird to me. All right, that's it for news. She-Hulk, episode 4, Is This Not Real Magic? Donnie Blaze, what a freaking moron, is using magic out of turn. Wong wants to sue him, blah, blah, blah. This is really all about
Madison. With 2 eyes, with an I and a Y.
With 2 N's and a Y, but not where you think.
Where you think it is.
This is
the I believe that this is the reason why we get Abigail or Abigail. I'm not able to say
it. It's great. Abigail Brand?
No, not Abigail Brand. Agatha Harkness back.
Oh, okay, all right.
she signed a contract with a goat,
right.
a talking goat. So it's just like,
yeah, Madison is going to be the conduit to do the end of the season stinger for the throwback to the Agatha Harkness show.
Yeah, this is the biggest player since Thanos in the Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
So this episode was good. I didn't like it because it had so much action in it. There was a big fight scene at a theater.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like that. I didn't care for that.
I liked it because Wong was like, "Do just be a Hulk."
Yeah, and I mean it was cool in the traditional sense of these shows. You know, there has to be some fight scenes and shit.
Yeah,
But my favorite part of this was Jen not being able to define herself, but society defining her for her.
yeah, she can't.
And that's like one of the major overarching themes of the show, and people just aren't getting it. There are so many people out there that are just missing the point there. And it's okay. You're allowed to miss the point. But don't shit on it because you're missing the point.
It is terrible that Jen is overshadowed by She-Hulk, and they're essentially the same person, just one superpowered and
we've seen. I mean, this is kind of.
I hated this guy at the end. I hated him.
But he came off as like the nice guy.
He
did. But then he's like, nah, I want this, not really that. I mean, this is like the antithesis of the attitude that the MCU started with. I am Iron Man. That's Tony Stark fully taking on the Iron Man role, the Iron Man persona. There is no distinguishing between the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even Iron Man 3 kind of looks into that a little bit, you know? It dives into that even a little bit more. His relationship with Iron Man,
and the consequences that him as Iron Man having to deal with, or he as Tony Stark having to deal with Iron Man's consequences.
Yeah, and this is kind of doing the same thing in reverse. Jen doesn't want to be identified as She-Hulk. She's kind of saying, "No, I'm not She-Hulk. I don't want to." You know what I mean? And it's a nice duality there to tell a different sort of story in the MCU. And I'm sorry, it can't all be all-out superhero action all the time. That's not what Marvel Comics is. That's not what I want it to be.
No, it's not. I mean, this is if we're going by the trope that all Marvel movies and most Marvel shows follow a formula, this is our Law and Order show.
Yeah, this is not following the formula, dude. Moon Knight didn't follow the formula.
No, it didn't.
You know, a lot of these shows, WandaVision definitely, you know, it created its own fucking formula, really. But yeah, dude, I'm really still enjoying the show. I'm having a fun time, and it's okay if people aren't. I'm cool with that too.
And we're finally and later this season, because of the tease from D23, we're finally going to see a reborn Daredevil.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm excited.
How can you not be? He's one of the coolest characters in all of comics, really. He's so damn fun. Yeah, it's 9 episodes, so we're about halfway there.
Yeah.
And we'll have a review of the next episode next week. Food news.
Yummy.
It's so great. Do you remember the news story that started food news like accidentally? Because I was just so mad, and I'm like, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I remember I did it as a joke.
The Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
It's back.
Well,
September 15th. September 15th. All locations, it's here. The food news that started the food news segment on the show. What sucks is I have never had a Mexican pizza that looks that fucking good. You got to make it yourself if you want it to look like that.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, it's back.
Now, is that a Mexican pizza on the T-shirt of this person or what?
Yeah, he's also wearing a Mexican pizza T-shirt.
Damn.
Yeah, I want one of those as well. I really do. So our other little bit of food news is Endless Shrimp is back, because I had to get a gross one and a cool one. You get to decide which is the gross one and which is the cool one. Mexican pizza or unlimited shrimp. They got new Parmesan bacon shrimp. Here's all the look at all.
Well, who's giving us Endless Shrimp?
Red Lobster.
Red Lobster. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Do they have shrimp and grits?
Oh my God! Where do you think this is? You Louisiana, Argentine red shrimp, shrimp linguine Alfredo, Walt's favorite, which is just fried shrimp and cocktail sauce. Garlic shrimp scampi, ultimate endless shrimp can be enjoyed at participating Red Lobsters through November 6th, starting at $23.99. Better go fat as fuck.
Well, the shrimp Alfredo sounds pretty. Fettuccine Alfredo does sound pretty good.
Yeah. Endless meal comes with your choice of side and an unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuit.
Now the endless Cheddar Bay biscuits.
That might be worth just $25.
That might be worth it. That
Yeah.
might be because the cheddar biscuit. Who wants a cheddar biscuit? It's pretty
Oh, that's
good.
so good. How Ultimate Endless Shrimp works. Listen, if you don't know how Ultimate Endless Shrimp works, please send your email to outrightgeekery@gmail.com with your address. I'll have David come by and hit you in the head with a fucking tack hammer because you are an idiot. It's in the title. Ultimate Endless Shrimp. With that said, I don't like to eat seafood unless I can see the ocean from the restaurant.
I don't think either one of these is gross.
Oh, you think they're both delicious?
I think that I have no objections to either one of these.
Man, we got to go to Red Lobster, you and me. When was the last time you've been to Red Lobster? Look, yeah, she's right. Andy sums it up. The Cheddar Bay biscuits are worth it. That's the only reason to go, and it's the best reason to go, and it's a good reason to go.
I haven't been to Red Lobster since before COVID.
See, I haven't been to a restaurant in a while either, bro.
I have been to a restaurant. I have been to a couple of restaurants during the pandemic, but
yeah,
I haven't been to Red Lobster. Red Lobster's not like, hey, let's go to Red Lobster. No.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. But they got endless shrimp, y'all. Let's do Man, comics were kind of shit this week. A lot of my standards failed me this week, y'all. Axe is kind of bad. I'm sorry. The Avengers, X-Men, Eternals event, Judgment Day, it's kind of bad. It just is. I'm not having a good time with it. I haven't had a worse time with a Marvel event since Fear Itself. I hated Fear Itself. And all of the X books this week were kind of tie-ins, to that. New Mutants wasn't a tie-in, but it gave us this. This is so cringe.
Oh, that is.
Thank you. Go ahead. The longer you look, the worse it gets. I mean, it was not great.
This is like a different take on the fastball special.
It's not my favorite take.
It's the Worthy Bird of Death.
It had a different creative team this week, so hopefully things will get back up to par next time. But Punisher number 6 is definitely an honorable mention for me. And this is why last page stinger was Daredevil fucking showing up. This is where this book has been heading since it was announced, and I'm stoked for it. I will give another honorable mention, but I'm 100% sure it's on Dave's top 3, so I'll skip it. My number 3 this week was a dark horse. I was not ready for it. And the honorable mention, Dark Crisis New Multiverse. Is that the Dark Crisis, like number 4? Because that's on my list. It's a different book. I must have missed that shit. I must have missed that book, Andy. But my number 3 is Dear Detective by Lee Bermejo. Basically, this is just a bunch of Lee Bermejo covers laid out sequentially to tell kind of a story. Kind of. But it was really fucking fun because Lee Bermejo murders it. His number 3 was Dark Knights of Steel. Dude, I skipped that. I did not get to read that this week. I totally forgot about it until you just mentioned it. It actually wasn't in the main run. It's like an anthology set in that time period. Damn,
it's like a one-off tale.
Yeah, I didn't even grab any covers for that. I totally fucking forgot about that. But yeah, Dear Detective, I mean, it was kind of fun because it's like 3 or 4 pages of covers telling a sequential story, but then a full page of text to tell you like a story. Oh, Batman all brooding and shit, and then the next 3 pages are, it was really cool, man. And Lee Bermejo is just fucking amazing, gritty ass detective Batman. I love it. So
I did pick that book up, but I was not going to put it in my.
It's not really a comic.
It's not technically a comic, but it is beautiful.
I mean, it's a really revolutionary thing, a unique way to present a sequential story in that way. A bunch of covers that he did for Detective Comics, that somehow all work together. I can only assume he had this plan from the beginning. So bravo, Lieberman.
If he did that, he was planning that out a long time.
Yeah, for years. I mean, it must have taken him forever to do all those damn covers. So. Dear Detective number 1 is my number 3. Dave, honorable mentions. And
honorable mentions.
There's no telling what he's going to yank out of his ass here. It was a weird week.
All right. I'm going to give you honorable mentions for, actually the shop did have it, Blade in the Dark.
What is it called?
Blade in the Dark. We talked about it during the preview show.
No, I remember talking about Boogeyman. I remember talking about Rat City or whatever the fuck
New
it
Rat
was.
City.
I didn't get a copy of that either. I wanted to read that and I couldn't find it. Boogeyman was actually pretty good. Did you read Boogeyman?
Boogeyman was actually pretty good, but I enjoyed the one book that I was like, I would like to get this book, but because it's
what was it called?
Blade in the Dark.
Yeah, I gotta look for that. I didn't get a copy of that. Damn.
I don't think the shop got many of them, and I think because I requested it, they pulled it for me.
Okay.
But like it was the what I compared to Wolf and Cub.
Okay, I kind of remember that. I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a peek and see if I can find it.
I like it. I like where it's going. It's got that kind of like, lone survivor, samurai, Ronin warrior out for revenge.
Cool.
He's going after the killers of his village. Encounters an old lady. Well, he first encounters like a farmer, and it turns out the farmer's a monster.
Oh, fun! Always fucking farmers, dirt people.
And then he defeats the monster. This old woman comes and like nurses him back to health, and then proceeds to give him information about what he's going to be facing in his quest for vengeance.
Wow.
But it's black and white. There's a lot of like single page spread, big old like splash pages.
Okay.
In this book, but I liked it. And I kind of want to see where it's going. It's very more not Wolf and Cub, but the 5B Orphan in the 5 Beasts kind of vein.
Oh, okay, fun.
So it's kind of like that. My other honorable mention this week is going to be Antioch #1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this. I thought it was really fun.
I thought it's really good. It's a nice continuation of Frontiersman.
It basically was a Frontiersman book.
It is, but this guy right here is kind of he's like Namor,
lead, but yeah, he's kind of Namor-ish.
He's kind of like
fun, dude.
He is fun. But I think he is trying to get himself arrested so he can get into the same prison that Frontiersman is in.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that's where we're heading.
Yeah.
This guy, for whatever reason, has beef with Frontiersman.
Yeah. That was a fun issue, man. And I finished all of Frontiersman too last week. So this is a cool read.
Like Frontiersman is now in this supermax security prison. Yeah. There's apparently somebody with powers who can basically negate everybody else's power.
Man, how about that thick lady they drew?
Oh yeah,
man, she is beautiful but thick as fuck. I was like,
that's
damn,
her.
That is not. Yeah, that's the girl with the powers.
Yeah,
she's like controlling everybody. She got a kid. It's kind of creepy in a way.
Well, I don't know if that's her kid or not, but
like a clone.
There's a very Rapunzel-esque. There's a very Rapunzel-esque quality to her.
Okay, that's fair.
But I do like the fact that even like all these supervillains in the Supermax security have no powers, but this one guy, like, what's his name? Tower Tom or Tower?
Tom. I'm just Tower now.
Just Tower now. And he's like, they still have beef with Frontiersman, and Frontiersman is like, a seasoned fighter. So even without powers, Frontiersman is mopping the floor with them.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a fun
like
comic.
He's like what, 60, 70? He's like an old man. He's just whipping the shit out of these guys.
Yeah, it's a fun book.
And my last honorable mention this week is going to be okay. I got 3 honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
All right, is going to be Alien #1.
Yeah, I didn't read this either. I'm getting into that shit.
But
I didn't even grab a cover. I didn't think anybody was going to pick that up.
We are looking at essentially a synthetic Suicide Squad.
What do you mean synthetic? Like Terminators?
Well, the synthetic.
The beings, the synthetic beings in Aliens. Oh, okay.
Essentially, there's
fun.
Something bad happens on one of these planets with Weyland-Yutani. This planet is basically where innovators and investors can decide without the interference of government and regulations what they want to do, what they want to put their time and money into, and basically the planet goes to shit. Well, another planet has a nuclear detonation, and this planet has some importance, like it's an agricultural planet that helps secure humanity's foothold in the solar system.
Okay.
So they're trying, but so the government body has gone out to get these synthetics who are like rogue synthetics that have basically left the civilization behind because they don't want to have anything to do with humans, but they used to work for like the government.
Okay.
And they're like what if you do this, if you can accomplish this mission to get this thing that'll help with the radiation on this planet, any and all synthetic beings in our systems will be granted full citizenship. So
wow.
So they're like willing to put up a big reward for this thing. But we're looking at essentially a synthetic Suicide Squad.
All right, interesting.
That was pretty good.
Number 3.
Metal Society number 5.
It's an all right finish.
It is. It's a bittersweet pyretic victory, I would call it.
Yeah, it's nobody won, but it doesn't matter because society is so twisted to the robots that everybody just acted like the robot won.
Something like, well, yeah.
Basically, it was kind of shit ending, man. It was
well,
kind of like, wow, that's kind of depressing.
Okay. When these two fight, and if she was able to destabilize his stabilization unit, he wouldn't be able to continue the fight. Well, she succeeds, but he still continues the fight. So she offers up a draw, so neither one of them win. And what happens is robots and people start bum rushing the ring.
Yeah, they're mad. They riot.
Everybody's mad about this, and these two fend them off. But in the end, she is killed.
Yeah,
and nobody wins. But like you said, everybody's treating the robot, or the robot society is treating the robot like he won. Yeah. And in the end of it, the humans are having memorials for her, and he basically sides with the humans, saying that he's not a fighter, he's a builder, and maybe it's time that we build something better together.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I understand it had like this high moral at the end, but I didn't care for it.
But I really enjoyed that. I mean, I was not happy.
Cool.
I was not happy with the end result of the death of Gen 3 or Rosa Gen 3.
Yeah, me neither.
But in the end, it did accomplish something.
I think it didn't do anything bad.
It didn't do anything bad, but I think it kind of makes it a little the future maybe a little bit better.
I think it was almost too open-ended for me. Like the book was always teetering on talking about revolution, and talking about how it works. And by the end of the book, we still didn't get there. One guy revolted and moved over to the other side.
No,
he
wasn't the
middle
only
ground.
No,
he wasn't, but it still wasn't like this big societal breakdown where I thought this book was going to get big.
But
he tried to get big.
He went against the robot society, and others joined him.
No, I get that. It's just, I don't know. I was expecting this to break out with full-on revolution by the end of it, like big.
You're talking like Skynet.
Skynet. Yeah, like it was going to go big in scope, but it didn't.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2. I think they're actually going to do more of that book. Metal Society.
I hope so.
I think we'll see a sequel. My number 2, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Number 4, Josh Williamson, Dan Sampier, and Alejandro Sanchez. I'm still having just the best fucking time with this fucking event. I don't give a shit. Andy's number 2 is A Town Called Terror. Great fucking book. Awesome issue. He's flying at the end of the issue, which was just, I thought that was funny as fuck when he's flying around with wings. I just thought that was hilarious. I don't know why. I literally laughed out loud when I saw it.
He's a vampire.
But it's still a damn good book. Still some of the best horror on shelves. But
oh yeah, it's been pretty good.
But Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, man, it is kind of a slow burn. But there were just some big fucking moments in this. The Legion of Doom is all planning, what they're gonna do, and then Deathstroke just surprises them and attacks them, which we should have known. He's been doing that the whole fucking series. The tie-ins to this are a lot more important than everybody's been, leading into. You almost have to read Flash to fully understand everything they're talking about here. But I don't care. It's fucking cool. I'm having such a great time. Way more fun with this than I am with Judgment Day. And it had the JSA in it. It had fucking Justice League Dark was added, this issue. Everything is sort of getting put into place for Pariah's big fucking thing to happen, and nobody's able to stop him. It was great. It was really fucking cool. I love what they're doing with Nightwing in this, being all down and out because he let the Teen Titans get beat. This really feels like a universe encompassing sort of event where every corner of the DC universe is being brought into it. But it's not deep. It's not like this big, heavy fucking thing you got to carry around. It's just fun. It's just big, huge, dumb, stupid, cool shit going on. But maybe I'm comparing that to Judgment Day, where it's the complete opposite. It feels completely detached from everything else that was happening with the Avengers.
Which is weird because you love X-Men.
I do. It feels detached from the X-Men, dude. It feels like the X-Men could go in there and just wipe the floor with all of these motherfuckers if they wanted to. Why aren't they? Why are you not sending a Legion bomb on these motherfuckers? What are you doing? They have... I don't want to get into it because this is about Dark Crisis, not about Axe, and I'm trying not to shit on the event so hard, but I am not having a good time with it at all. But Dark Crisis number 4 is my number 2 this week. Dave, number 2.
My number 2 is going to be Highball number 1.
Oh, man, did I grab a screenshot for that? I did not. Sorry. I knew it was going to be hard for you this week.
Yeah.
I didn't like the art in this book at all.
The art is kind of meh, but the story is really kind of hilarious when you actually start like getting into it.
Okay.
Essentially humanity has allied itself with this alien species, and they're very bureaucratic and they're very
they're rules based.
They're very rules-based. They don't think highly of humans, but they basically allied themselves with humans. Like your primitive monkey brains can't comprehend our new payment policy and all that.
All right. Hey, what was that book where Earth became like a spaceport for aliens, and they did the same thing? Like they were like, nah, we're going to kick it here, but... Remember that
I know
book?
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that book was rad. That book was rad. Yeah.
I have to look it up. But
go ahead.
Our protagonist is essentially the best fighter pilot in the galaxy.
When he's drunk.
When he's drunk.
That's right. I did read this. Again, the art, I couldn't get into it.
But it just...
I only got about 5 pages in, I think.
But like they send him on this mission, and they're like, there's nothing there except for like a meat processing plant in this system. Well, he goes there and he finds what is essentially a sun-killing nuclear weapon that the aliens that humanity has allied themselves with
are going to blow up the sun.
It's what started the war with another alien species is use of these devices. And you got like this bird alien being like, I declare war on your ship. I declare war on your policy. I declare war on your politics. It was just really funny to read these interactions, and Highball's like, I wish you would really stop hitting my ship.
Yeah.
He's like the alien bird is just whacking his ship.
So it's like a comedy though.
It's kind of it's a comedy. Full on. They're like, and like the military's upset because they told him like to do something about the nuke, and he detonates the nuke.
Well, that's something.
He's like, well, you said do something about the nuke, so I just figured destroying it. Well, it took out a whole solar system.
That's cool.
The alien bird is dead.
The art I hate the art.
The art is a little off-putting at times, but overall the story can be very funny, and I think there's a lot of
maybe I'll go back.
A lot of jabs at like corporate culture in there.
Yeah.
How best I can put it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go back and check it out. That comes back to me for the final. Number 1 is Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty. Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzing, Carmen Carnero doing the art. Best issue of the series so far. Basically, we're exploring deep modern-day socio-political ideas with the backdrop of Steve Rogers' 80 Years of American History in the most traditional sense. This issue in particular puts socialism in strong focus. putting history in its full context, and it was superb, dude. I really got off on this issue just because of the way they were doing that. The whole thing has kind of been sort of looking at Captain America as like a piece of American history who is stuck as a piece of nostalgia, who cannot become modern, who cannot move into the modern world and be relevant in the same way that he used to be. And he's struggling with that. And he's trying to figure out why by talking to people, because that's how you do it. And he has this great conversation with this guy in the bar about how unions built the country, how groups of workers built the country. And yeah, it really touched me, just because that's the kind of, I'm going to bring up Andy's comment in a minute, but I know that's Dave's number one too, so we're going to hold off. There's no way it can't be. But yeah, I really like this Captain America book. It's the better of the two books, in my opinion, at least this early on.
And there's kind of a bit of a social relevance there. With
it's Captain America. There's always social relevance.
Yeah,
even the other Cap book has a shit. They were doing like human trafficking in the damn other one. There's always a social relevance here, but the relevance in this issue really touched me. There's still some solid action in this as well. Some big 2-page fight spreads that Carmen Carnero is just killing. But it's kind of took a backseat to the politics, which is what you want from a fucking Captain America book. So, yeah, Captain America Sentinel of Liberty, number 4, my number 1. What was Andy's number 1?
Shop.
Shop.
It was
Dave,
good.
That's not your number 1 this week?
That's not my number 1. That's not my number 1.
Wow, this was fucking excellent. This was my other. Oh, man, I had a great time
with
this
good,
fucking book.
And it's very clever in how they executed it.
Yes.
But I just this is basically a taste of what's to come. It's an anthology kind of deal. This book
it's kind of like an old pulp back and forth, like a flip book. You get one story on the front half, one story in the back half. So really it's just half a story. You're getting two halves of two different stories. But man, they were both really good.
They were really good. They were both really good. It's just I really liked Batman 127 a whole lot better.
Oh my God. I did not even grab I did not think that you would pull Batman in there. Talk about a fucking comedy. Oh my gosh. Batman 127, Chip Zdarsky, and who's doing the art right now?
Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez. Yeah. Dude, this book was fucking laugh out loud funny, and I don't think it was on purpose.
No.
Batman is a fucking shadow of himself, and it's the most hilarious shadow ever.
It is. It's like very reminiscent of like Adam West Batman, and he's up against the Terminator, and I'm just like, oh my God, you're supposed to be Batman without Bruce, and it's just not working.
How about the backup story? That's what I really like, where Penguin is still around. Penguin's still around.
Penguin?
That was the fucking Penguin at the end of that book, dude.
That was? I thought that was one of his kids.
Nope. I think that's a fucking Penguin.
I thought that was one of his kids.
I mean, maybe.
Then
I think they're still trying to keep a lid on that whole thing and just tease us a little bit.
I thought she was hired to find the kids.
She was, but I think that was Oswald, dude. I think it was Cobblepot. I think it was the old man.
I don't know.
Yeah. But still a pretty good issue. He's sort of. I like the throwback in this where they're talking about it was a throwback to an issue where the Justice League finds out that Bruce has created contingency plans for the entire Justice League. And Clark is pissed, and he goes to confront him. And then Clark throws it in his face. Well, what's your contingency plan for you, Batman? He's like, you motherfucker.
Yes,
that is the league are.
That is like one of the more well referred to Batman Justice League stories.
Yeah. Well, it's all about the prep time.
Yeah.
They always try to, Batman is ready for anything. And that's one of the issues that really cemented that as an idea in the eyes of the reader.
But at the end of the end of the main story, that does come around, because the contingency plan for what happens if Batman goes rogue is the Justice League. And who shows up?
The man.
Superman shows up, and and the Terminator Batman is just like, I urge you to leave. And it's just like, no.
I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not even really sure exactly what failsafe is supposed to be. All right, I know that Batman built a failsafe if he ever went rogue, right? I don't know why he's all in Saba or whatever, Manar or whatever
I
the
don't
fuck
understand
it is.
why he's.
I
don't
don't
understand
get
why.
it. It's fun. It's big, dumb, stupid
It's
fun.
big, dumb, stupid fun. I
don't
don't
want that
understand
for
why
Batman.
this Batman, why Ibn Zur or whatever his name is just showed up.
Here we go, old chum. Even Robin's like, what the fuck, dude? What?
He's
Batman.
Batman is basically Adam West Batman.
Yeah,
essentially.
dude.
Oh.
Man, I would not have expected you in this week where Vineyard, Ward, Last Line, Golden Rage all hit that you would have chose the most popular fucking comic book in the world as your number one.
I enjoyed it.
No, it was fun. It was a surprise. Because the Vineyard, horny as hell, horny and hard as
Vineyard
hell.
is pretty horny.
Last Line, a little slow.
I didn't pick up Last Line.
Little slow. Ward, number 4, wrapping the series, fucking beautiful. I want more.
It was great. I do want a continuation of that.
Yeah, we need an ongoing with that.
But
shit. Now that the hospital is out, we need an ongoing. Do it, Kevin Scott. Do it.
Golden Rage.
It was all right.
It didn't work for me this week.
It was all right. Yeah, this issue actually worked a little bit better for me than the setup we had last time, but it still seems like so much setup. It's still setting up. But yeah, how about Boogeyman? Boogeyman was fucking rad.
Boogeyman was good. Boogeyman was really good.
I was really shocked.
I was pleasantly surprised by Boogeyman, but I still want to see where it's going. I like it.
Me too.
I like it.
There's a lot of setup. I want to see once they get into the flow of the story. Yeah, for sure. But man, so many good books this week. But again, Axe really disappointed me. But thanks everybody for hanging out. We really appreciate it. We're going to talk more tomorrow night when we do the Monday night show. It'll probably just be me and Taylor. Hopefully Adam finds some time and shows up. But we're going to talk about all the new books coming out before now and then. Check out the Comic Book Bullies. They're going to show up right here on this Facebook channel. Also look for them. Go to outrightgeekery.com. Bunch of links up there, including everything to the Bullies. Leroy and Eli talking that fucking pop culture. They're going to go probably shoulder deep, just their head sticking out to get run over by a lawnmower into D23 and all the shit that came out there. Andy, come on over to our definitely. Yeah, we got links up to that. Go to there. October is Spooky Month and December is Stan Lee Month. Andy is, doing a whole bunch of fucking fun shit over on that Outright Geekery group. So yeah, go to Facebook, search Outright Geekery if you don't want to go to outrightgeekery.com. Easy to find. And so much fun that he's having over there. And we really appreciate it, Andy. So yeah, check out the Bullies. Come back tomorrow and check us out. Thanks for hanging out. But most of all, thanks to this guy for hanging out with this guy.
Always fun.
We're going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
I didn't miss Taylor at all.